Everyone, Anthony Davis. There are a lot of questions about him this upcoming season. Can he be a guy that can stay healthy, right? That's number one. We need to see Anthony Davis that stays on the court. Now, it's very likely Anthony Davis is still going to miss 15 to 20 games, but if he does, what are he doing in the games that he's playing? Right? We need that dominant MVP bubble type Anthony Davis, a guy that you're like, is he top 3, top 5 in the league? That's the only way the Lakers are really going to be a team that's going to compete. I mean, currently constructed, unless they end up getting Kyrie or something like that, currently the way that the Lakers are built, we need a dominant Anthony Davis. We need a guy that can not shoot 18% from 3 and actually be consistent, reliable. We need a guy that can be dominant down low, block shots, hit mid-range, get some dunks, get to the basket, a little bit of everything. We need a superstar Anthony Davis. And he has been working out. He's been working with the lethal shooter. He's been trying to get his conditioning together. There were a lot of questions last season when he came in a little out of shape, and there were a lot of concerns in the organization. Well, there was a report that came out per the Heavy that the execs in the Lakers front office, some of them want to explore trades for Anthony Davis. Now, you might be thinking, like, why would you do that, right? Well, this exploration of a trade for Anthony Davis isn't this year or necessarily anytime soon. It is based on the potential of LeBron James leaving. If LeBron James leaves the Lakers, they should explore a trade for Anthony Davis, which I've even said in the past that if you end up losing LeBron, whether it's this year or several years from now, at that point, you might as well recoup whatever asset you can for Anthony Davis, unless Anthony Davis has proven he's been healthy, he's still a dominant force, and you have the cap space to maybe go get another star or two and kind of retool rather than rebuild. But that's a lot of what ifs and things for the future. Now, look, Westbrook, he's the odd man out, right? Westbrook is going to very likely be traded. Even if he doesn't get traded this season and we run with him this season, this is his last year. Then he becomes a free agent. Lakers aren't going to re-sign him. And you'd have like $100 million in cap space. But of course, you got to re-sign LeBron. Now, there's lots of talks about LeBron's contract extension. And is he going to sign that 2-year, $97 million extension? I have said from day one that I don't believe he was ever going to sign the extension. And most, top media people and people within the league and stuff, they all believe the same thing. He was never going to sign the extension. He wants the cap flexibility. He wants to be able to make the adjustments, whether he takes a pay cut or not. Still, he wants the flexibility of putting the Lakers in a position to win, because that's all he has left is just trying to win championships. And him signing that max extension ruins the flexibility for next season if LeBron has to take, a pay cut or something. Again, not saying he will, but he has in the past. He's taken pay cuts in the past in order to allow teams to go and get other stars, stuff like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Now, if LeBron's on the team, Anthony Davis isn't going anywhere, right? Because the Lakers invested so much in Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is LeBron's guy. Like, that's the guy that LeBron wanted more than anybody, and he got him. And so as long as LeBron's on the team, Anthony Davis isn't going anywhere. But Anthony Davis's contract runs into the 2023-2024 or 2024-2025 season. And so with that, there's questions after this season. Do the Lakers maybe potentially start exploring trades for Anthony Davis, depending on where he's at? Now, this season, if he comes out and he's that dominant force, he is that MVP level guy, LeBron James is able to continue to be LeBron James, I don't think Anthony Davis goes anywhere. I think that they'll try to work out an extension or try to sign him long term. A lot of it rests on LeBron James, right? What is LeBron going to do? If LeBron's here for the next 3 to 4 years, Anthony Davis likely stays too, unless, like I said, Anthony Davis proves he can't stay healthy and he proves that he's not that number one guy, which is very possible. He could prove that. And then if that's the case, then you're better off trying to recoup whatever assets you can, rather than him just leaving you in free agency and now you're in trouble, right? Now you lose him for nothing. You lose LeBron James. Yeah, you'd have a bunch of cap and stuff like that, but depending on the situation you're in, that could be disastrous. And now you're kind of rebuilding, but you don't have a lot of young players to rebuild with. So now you're hoping you can get 2 or 3 stars to come over and build a super team again and compete for championships, which the Lakers have historically been able to do. They've been able to put that together. But again, there's a lot of dominoes that have to fall with the Lakers' future. I do think that it's interesting this report came out now, rather than like the following season, right? At the following season, I think would make sense, because now you're talking a year before it's like, okay, well, he's going to be a free agent. So, maybe we should do something to try to keep him or trade him or see what we can recoup, which I do think regardless, Anthony Davis is going to have high value because there's a lot of teams in this league, like even Chicago, right? Chicago is a team that would probably take Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis would get to go home. Maybe you can kind of get some pieces or some assets, or maybe you can work out a 3-team deal to maybe get a disgruntled star. We see stars, it seems like every couple months somebody wants out. So if you're in a position to where, I don't know, a young star wants to leave, and it's like, well, you're the Lakers, you got Anthony Davis. Like, that's a pretty good trade chip depending on what the team is, and it could put you in a position to where it's like, okay, well, we'll just swap you stars. And now you have this maybe younger star that you can kind of build around for your future, and you're in a good position. I'm just throwing out names here. But like, let's say, Ja, he wants out of Memphis in a couple years, right? Well, if you're Memphis, do you want to have to rebuild and blow things up, or would you take a guy like Anthony Davis and hope that, you have enough pieces to still compete? Something like that. Again, just an example. Not saying Ja would ever want out or that he'd ever be traded or anything, but you never know. You never know what star is going to say, hey, I want out, I want done. I want to go to a new team. Maybe a Devin Booker. If things don't work out in Phoenix, maybe Devin Booker's like, I want you to trade me to the Lakers when he's a free agent, something like that. So the possibilities of exploration do make sense. I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think Anthony Davis has security, especially as long as LeBron James is there. LeBron, he was never going to sign the extension regardless. He wasn't. Because LeBron knows the power in that flexibility, the power of doing 1+1 deals. That's why he did it in Cleveland for so long. And he's going to likely do the same with the Lakers. And so in order to keep that flexibility, you can't sign the max extension. Especially if a guy like Kyrie wants to come next season, right? There's all the questions about him. If the Lakers can't get him this year, if you're the Lakers, don't you want to keep the cap flexibility to go and sign Kyrie Irving? If you're LeBron and you really do want Kyrie, don't you want the flexibility to be able to sign Kyrie? And then you have Kyrie, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. And then if LeBron leaves in say a year or two later, you still have Kyrie and Anthony Davis to kind of build around, and you can retool. And that's a pretty good duo to build around. So I think however you shake it, it's going to boil down to what type of Anthony Davis are we getting? If we see that dominant MVP level Anthony Davis, which personally I do think he's going to come out with a fire. I really do. We saw that before, like the freak accident where the guy came plowing into his ankle. He was looking like bubble Anthony Davis. Go look at those like handful of games that he played when he came back from injury. That dude was being a dominant force, and they were looking like, okay, here we go. This is the team we need. Even the year that we lost to the Phoenix Suns, right? The Lakers, they were arguably an Anthony Davis away from winning that series and maybe being in back-to-back finals. Would they have beaten the Bucks? Who knows? But dominant Anthony Davis, LeBron, if he's in the finals, I'm sure he could have gotten another heroic finals performance by LeBron. I like the odds. But then Anthony Davis goes down, and that was the rest is history. They lose to the Suns, and now it's questions about Anthony Davis staying healthy. And he's proven to be the guy when he wants to be the guy, but he really lacks consistency. And that's what I want more than anything from Anthony Davis this year, is I want to see that consistency. I want to see him, have those games. I'm not saying he has to put up 40 a night, but you need to be averaging at least, 25 to 30, because he's just capable of doing that. He's the ultimate mismatch. A guy that can shoot, that can pass, that can, block shots, that can, change the course of a team. Like, I need to see you be that dominant force. I need to see an MVP level season. I don't want to see Anthony Davis put up 50 one game and then the next game he puts up 11. It's like that. I don't need that level of play. I'd rather you never put up 50 and you just get 25 every single night. 20, maybe 22 one night, or a bad night you get, 19 or 20. It's like, okay, he had a bad night, but hey, he still got 20 points on like 55% shooting or something. That's the Anthony Davis I need to see. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of Anthony Davis this upcoming season? Do you think that he will be that dominant force? Do you think we will see kind of Anthony Davis with a fire underneath him? Or do you think like he's just not that guy? Also, do you think he can stay healthy this season? And do you think the Lakers should explore trades? I mean, I've always said it never hurts to talk, right? It never hurts to have a conversation and just see like what his value is. Maybe you can convince a team to overpay or something, and you're in a good spot. That's always a possibility. And it's like, maybe a team is willing to give up way too much for Anthony Davis. I mean, look at what happened with Rudy, right? Rudy Gobert. Like, if you could get a trade like that, but with like some upgraded players, I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to say no to that. But I think ultimately they're going to keep Anthony Davis as long as LeBron is a Laker. But those are my thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down in the comment section below. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.